What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of The Statement. I'm here again with another big crew. This time, as normal, we got Grady in the cut. We got Zavi down towards the bottom. And then for the first time, Mr. Breiden in the building. Breiden, go ahead and introduce yourself for the folks who don't know you.
What's up, y'all? Breiden Fehoko, defensive lineman, Pittsburgh Steelers, here to chop ball with my guys, man, and go through these rankings with the fellas.
Uh, Lex, next up, introduce yourself.
My name is Zavi, aka Lex. Um, Music artist, football fan, basketball fan, everything fan.
And Mr. Grady.
It's the boys. Nah, I'm playing. What's up, guys? Uh, y'all have seen this face before, so what's up?
You're being a little bit modest. Grady used to play college ball over at Muhlenberg College. You were what, linebacker for 4 years there?
Yes, sir.
Heard it. Probably the biggest head on the team. But as normal, uh, what we like to refer to Grady as, Braden, since you don't know, that's baby Kelsey. So if you ever meet Trav in real life, bro, just show him a picture of Grady and tell him that you found his mini me.
Be like, tell him to get me on his podcast, and we just be like, yo.
That's funny.
I love it.
All right, but starting off with the day though. So we are now. So this is Monday. Week 12 is about to go ahead and finish, and now that we're 12 weeks through the season, basically we got a third left. It's time to go ahead and rank these teams. So I wanna start from the top to the bottom. So let's give us like the top 10 teams in the league, and then after that we'll go into talking about some of the worst teams in the league. Cool.
Let's go for it.
All right, bet. So, let's go. We'll start at the top. So to you guys, who do you guys think is the best team in football at the moment?
Let's go in order. Who's up first?
Pretty self-explanatory. Unfortunately, as a Giants fan, I hate to say it, but the Eagles are doing their thing right now. I do love Jalen. He's a dog. Whether he's on the Eagles or any other team, he's an absolute dog, and is willing to obviously give his absolute heart and soul into any team that he's played for. You saw that in college. You see that now, and it also helps. When you have an unstoppable move. What are you supposed to do?
Oh yeah, the
What-
tush
The
push.
tush
What are you supposed to do? Honestly, what are you supposed to do?
The part that makes the tush push so hard to stop is like leverage. So I think what they did over in Philly is that they probably had some like rugby professionals come in and maybe help them out to go ahead and figure out how to win the line of scrimmage battle on like a push like that. Because when they do the tush push, it reminds me a lot of like the rugby and when like you started playing rugby and shit. I don't know. To me, that's what it looks like. So they might have gone there. But Lex, who's your number one team in the league?
Give me 1 second. I like to defer to Braden. I'll be right back.
Hey, yo. All
What's
right.
next?
So Jordan Loves Meat Rider will go ahead and take a break. Uh Braden, I know you might be a little bit biased, but just for the sake of the show, who's your number one team in the league, excluding the Steelers?
I like Philly until somebody shows otherwise. I think they're kind of the alpha right now of not just the NFC but the NFL.
Mm.
They're continuing, off their dominance last year. They kind of got a mean streak to them. They have one of the best offensive lines and run games in the NFL, and until somebody can stop them, I think they're going to be atop the rankings. But it's interesting because they still do have to play the Cowboys again, and
They got a gauntlet coming up.
they have a tough schedule coming up here to finish the year. So, obvious favorite right now, Philly, 10-1. The ranking. I mean, the record already says enough about their ranking. So, pretty obvious for me.
Okay. So like is it like a is it, but like oh, okay, Jordan Loves Meat Rider is back.
Hey yo, hold on. Hold on. I had to pick up some Chinese food. So I know Braden gave his feedback on the top 10. I'm assuming you said Eagles was number one, right?
Yeah, he said
Yeah.
Eagles.
I mean, you have to say Eagles. You
Okay.
have to say they literally just beat Jalen Hurts outdueled Patty and Josh. Like he's proving the question always about him was, is he a complete quarterback? Is he just because he can run? Is he strong? That's the only reason why he's able to succeed. Is it his receiving core? But he's starting to prove that like he's him. Like he's developing and he's young as shit. Come
Hmm.
on, bro.
Yeah, no, that's true. I think you know what's crazy too. I think when it comes to like Jalen Hurts, and I don't know if y'all will agree with this, but I think once this season is over, all the questions about him being an elite quarterback, I think kind of go out the window. Like I think now he's kind of thrown himself into that stratosphere, unlike Kenny Two Gloves, that he's mad elite. Yo, I love throwing in the
Is
subtle disses real
is
quick.
he
It's just
above
it's so
Lamar?
funny.
This sprinkle.
Would you put him
Um,
above Lamar right now?
no, I would
Really?
not. Because while I think Jalen is a more refined passer of the football than Lamar Jackson, I think Lamar is so head and shoulders above everybody else in the run game that it's
Yeah.
kind of just. And I mean, you know, how many people in the league, honestly, one on one in open space, could tackle Lamar Jackson? It's kind of hard. And it's just like, if he were to transition to running back, you could argue he could become a top back, maybe in his division, maybe in the league, but you're having one of the most dangerous players in all of football touch the football every single play, you know?
Now
He's
the thing
just
is,
too
can you win
dangerous
that
all
way?
around.
Because look at Baltimore. Like right now, people have on like they have Baltimore 3, 4, 5, or 6, right? In the power rankings. So it's like, would if he was the passer Jalen Hurts is versus the runner that he is, would that record be instead of 9-3? Would it be 10-2?
I think the
Would it be
record would
11-1?
probably still be the same, but this is what I go ahead and I think. I think, all right, let's swap Jalen Hurts and Lamar Jackson right now. I think if Lamar Jackson was on the Eagles right now, I think they're 11-0, and they could probably redo what the Patriots did back in '07.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
I'm telling y'all right now, Lamar behind that Philly O line throw into actual pass catchers. Like in my opinion, bro, in Baltimore, Zay Flowers is turning into Zay. So like,
He's still
he's
young.
actually
He's still
becoming
young.
reliable.
Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, he's young. Mark Andrews is Mark Andrews. He's a top 3 tight end in football. I think we all know that. But outside of those two, Odell's not putting up the production that I was at least hoping from him.
Hmm.
Rashad Bateman is okay, but like they don't have that big body, throw it down deep, pass catcher like AJ Brown is. Yes, they have the reliable tight end. Zay Flowers is turning into that, kind of, slot speed kind of guy, but like, come on, Philly's receiving core, Baltimore's.
No, you're right. You're right. I would give the tight end, obviously tight end. I
Philly's
give it
O
to Baltimore,
line.
but receiving
But
they
see,
have
though,
the
with
best
that
O
being
line.
said, though, he wouldn't even have to run though. That's the thing. If he was behind Phil,
Yeah, that's
so
true.
this would really test his true ability for his arm strength and his arm and accuracy. You know what I mean?
I think it's
So
Well,
arm
and on top
accuracy
of
more
it
than arm
too,
strength.
Philly has better running backs too. DeAndre Swift is coming into his own in Philly. He had a big game against Buffalo
He been good. I don't know why the fuck he ended up in Philly. He been good. There's
because the Lions wanted to draft Jameer. I mean, like Jameer, I like Jameer. Clearly, Braden likes Jameer because he uses him in the Madden league. But
He's a good player. I think. I think if you swapped out Lamar and Jalen, um, I think the denominator is still the same in Philly. I still think they're a 10-1, 11-0 team. Um, you have that old line and you have those pieces. And even if you put Jalen in Baltimore, I think the pieces built around the quarterback are very, very good. And
mhm.
both have really good defenses too, so that helps a lot.
yeah.
Um, both have really good running games. I mean, Baltimore I think puts up like 160, 170 a game, and Philly's right up there 150, 160. So I think both quarterbacks are interchangeable. Now, if you put somebody like Jalen on the Packers, and you put Jordan Love in the Eagles, then now you're talking about a different scenario. I think Jordan Love probably has doubled his stats if he's playing in Philly right now. You know what I mean? That's
Oh,
really a conversation that needs to be had versus what can Jalen do with Christian Watson and Luke Musgraves and those guys in Green Bay. But that's
I
another
thought we were
conversation.
about to. I thought you were about to be able to transition me into some Jordan Love slander. I would have been here for it.
I knew you was waiting for it.
But that's because this is the thing. Anytime I get a shit on a team that's liked by Alexis, I'm gonna take every opportunity to do it because we still have that bet. So Braden, you weren't here for it, but Grady was earlier in one of the prior episodes that we had. We made a bet in regards to the Packers' record throughout the season. Alexis said that they were gonna go no more than 7 losses. And if so, our bet was that so he bought me Madden for Christmas. But if the Packers have more or less than or 7 or less losses, I have to pay him back for Madden.
Well, the record shows, gentlemen, the Packers are at 5-6. So,
Yeah, Packers are nowhere near in the top 10. But if we had to pick a number 2 now for the top 10, who would we pick for number 2, fellas? Grady, I'll start with you.
I mean, based off record and kind of just we talked about this last week, how the potential for Baltimore to kind of take the league by storm is on the rise. I honestly think that conversation is still definitely applicable. I put Baltimore definitely as my number 2. I think if cards are played correctly, because again, the first half of the season, it was kind of shit football by them, but yet they still won.
Yeah.
Whether it be through injuries or just simple errors. They were playing not their best brand of football, and they were still They still led the division. While, again, that AFC North division, which we talked about, I think, in another video prior, that AFC North division is nuts.
Yeah, it's the best division in football right now, hands down.
So, with that being said, they've been playing not their best brand of football, but results are still positive for them. What's that to say when they start really putting the wheels together and playing their best brand of football? Excuse me. Again, having Lamar Jackson on your team is an infinite just boost because he can do it. He does it.
Yeah, no, that's true. That's true. Braden,
So
you?
I put them.
This is gonna throw people off. I still think Kansas City is number 2 until proven otherwise. I know they're still a game behind because Baltimore hasn't had their bye week. They're on it this week. But I mean, the next best teams from 2 to 5 are a bunch of 3-loss teams, and I think Kansas City's the next best in line. Until somebody proves otherwise, that Kansas City is not the standard in the AFC for high-powered offense and competing for a Super Bowl every year. I think they're number 2. You can't leave out the returning Super Bowl champs, as the next best team in the league. Pondering the Philadelphia Eagles record. So I like KC a lot at number 2 until somebody proves otherwise.
Lex?
For me, it's between San Fran and Kansas City. Kansas City, because
That's where I was going.
You can't count out Pat. Like, you really can't. I know the receiving core isn't there. I know Valdez-Scantling fucked up.
Their whole receiving core is doing a lot. They're very underwhelming compared to what we thought.
I know. Because we thought that they could rally together. We thought that Pat can build them all up within a season.
Yeah.
It's you can't expect godly things from him, right? But solid. The team,
yeah,
it's they're coached very well. Their coaching is what's going to carry the team forward.
Am I wrong for not wanting Kansas City to do too well? That way, I don't have to see Jackson Mahomes on screen that much. I feel like anytime Kansas City is on the peak and they're on television left and right, I either got to see Jackson Mahomes, Taylor Swift, or Pat Mahomes' wife all over the screen, or Travis Kelce's mom gets put on.
But that's good.
Yeah, Travis's mom is the only person that I want to see on the screen. Why is it that Taylor Swift goes ahead and she ends up on the TV screen more than Coach Reed does sometimes?
not this is the question though. If they were to make it to the Super Bowl and it's Eagles Chiefs again, that'd be nice. That'd be good television, right?
Yeah,
Now, as far as San Fran, I don't know if I want to put them number two,
I would
solely
put them number two,
because,
bro.
well, defensively, yes, but we're looking at San Fran and we're looking at the grand scope of things like Super Bowl, right?
Yeah,
Like, how far away is the Eagles for the 49ers? Like, how far away are they?
I think they're close, bro. But I think that they're mainly close now because of the addition of Chase Young. I don't think people really understand just how big of an addition Chase Young is to that 49ers D line.
Nah,
Oh
Chase is a
yes,
dog. Chase is a freaking
Like
dog.
and they
like
got him for
like
peanuts, bro. They got him for peanuts.
Was it a
yo,
third
Braden,
rounder?
let me yeah, third rounder. But so Braden, let me ask you this question. What does it mean to a top bookend defensive end when he gets to consistently get one-on-one, coverage, play in and play out rather than being double teamed throughout the majority of the game?
It's huge because now you put the cards into the defensive coordinator's hands as to how he wants to scheme up. Um, when you usually have a star player, you can go into games as an offensive coordinator and try to isolate them and scheme them to where, like, say, hey, we're playing the Pittsburgh Steelers. We'll put a tight end here on TJ Watt side because we know he's going to be there, and we'll try to chip him, put two guys on him. You add Chase Young to the San Francisco 49ers, and I think I saw a statistic that was like they only had like maybe 15 sacks through like their first like 8 or 9 games, and then within the last 3 games they have 15 sacks altogether. And
That's what I'm
so
saying.
yeah, it just goes to show like the amount of one-on-ones and schematics that go out the window for offensive coordinators trying to scheme up blocking protections when they face the 49ers.
Yo, it's that like, and that's the thing, man. And on top of it too, I think another big piece was that when Chase Young came to the 49ers, he's already played with Nick Bosa over at Ohio State. So like there's already a sense of familiarity on that defensive line. It allows Chase Young, I think, to get more comfortable in that Niners defense because he knows the guy across the line from him, has his back for whatever. Like learning a new defense, that's not a lot of time to learn a defensive playbook. So to be able to have like some comfortability going into it, knowing that you got guys that you're cool with on that team, I think that's big. But
Now, think about this. For
what's up?
Kansas City and for San Francisco, how much is it a make or break year for them, contract wise?
Yo,
Contract
honestly, I
wise.
think I think it's much bigger deal for San Fran
Yeah, I was just
because
gonna
they're
say
in
that.
the
Yeah.
Brock Purdy window because they're
Hmm.
not paying Brock that big deal. Mahomes already has his $500 million deal.
Yeah.
So like at this point, they're just going ahead and figuring out, what is our offensive line gonna get paid and what's Trav gonna get paid because Chris Jones just got paid. That defensive line is good. Nick Bolton's contract is probably going to come up soon. That's their big middle linebacker. You got Snead on the outside. You got Trent McDuffie on the other side from Snead.
Yeah.
A lot like their whole secondary
They're
is
up.
like
They're coming
primarily
up.
on smaller deals,
Hmm.
but yeah, they're coming up. Like they were rookies on like their first Super Bowl run, you know. So now it's that thing where they have to go through. So basically, I guess the consensus is we can all agree 2 and 3 is like San Fran and Kansas
Yeah.
City. Basically, it's just
Except for
opinion
Grady
at that
because he
point.
wants Baltimore to be up there.
No shot. No shot. No shot.
So now this is the thing at 4 at 4 who would we have? I'll let the crowd go at it.
Unbiasedly speaking, put Baltimore at 4. Even though we're a game behind them, or what is it? Or are we 2 games behind them?
A game.
Um, they're 9-3 right now.
They are
Yeah, they're nine and
8 and
three.
yeah,
9-3.
Fine.
Yeah,
9 and 3.
9 and 3.
yeah. So I think they're number 4. I think with the way Lamar's playing this year, which has surprised a lot of people because he's kind of evolved in his passing game, and he really hasn't ran that much as to previous seasons past. But he's utilizing his weapons a lot more, especially since Mark Andrews has been out. That's kind of a huge hit for them. Zay Flowers is finding his own role. Gus Edwards has been really solid for them, and I really like that undrafted backup running back they have, Keaton Mitchell. Kind of reminds me of Jalen Warren for us. Like an Energizer Bunny comes in, does a little bit of everything for them, special teams wise. So I like Baltimore at 4 until we see them week 17.
Yeah, yo, he said until we gotta see him again. Yo, honestly, like the way that the Steelers have been playing, dude, I'm giving Mike T coach of the year. I know D'Amico Ryans in Houston is doing some good things over there with CJ Stroud. But the fact that and Braden, like, don't take this the wrong way, but I have no idea how the hell y'all are 7-4. No idea. Because like you guys arguably have one of the worst OCs in the entire league. He got fired before Frank Reich got fired. Frank Reich got one win on the year.
Yikes!
Like that's who is the game after he left, 400-yard game. They didn't have that the entire time he was the OC. Like imagine going ahead and having a coordinator on your team and knowing that there's probably a fan or two behind you who genuinely believes he can call plays better. Cause I'm not a fan, but you give me that OC play call sheet, I'm dicing up. Yeah, all right, we're gonna go trips left, Kenny two gloves, read option with Najee Harris through the middle. On one. Ready? The game plan, if you're Pittsburgh, the game plan should have been so simple, bro. It should have been so simple. This is what you're going to do. George Pickens and Deontay Johnson are going to get between 20 to 25 targets a game. Pat Fryermuth is going to get at least 10 targets a game. He's your safety blanket. And your two-star running backs that you got there, that running back by committee with Najee Harris at the helm of it, they need 30 to 35 carries. These are the goal numbers that you want to give them because these are your pieces. This is your engine. You want to go ahead and make Kenny Two Gloves' life as easy as possible. You know what I'm saying? And how
Here, bro, why don't you go?
because they ain't paying me. Send me the bag, and I'll head over to Pittsburgh right now. I'll be more than glad to move back up north. You kidding me? My wifey gonna be back near home. I'm gonna be a little bit closer to where I grew up. I would, and then I get to go ahead and bother Braden every day. Absolutely. Yo, practice is gonna finish, and then I'm gonna go ahead. I'm gonna look at Braden, and I'll be like, yo, check your phone. And the second that he opens his phone, he's gonna see 2K question mark on it.
Get on the game.
But is anybody disputing the Baltimore at 4?
I can't because I would say Miami, but like they just failed under top against top teams. They just struggle. So it's like
So are we going ahead and taking the Jaguars for granted right now?
yes.
Because the Jaguars are 8-3.
No, we're taking it for granted. I don't give a fuck.
Damn. Okay, so then who's at 5? Buffalo's at Baltimore's at 4. Who's at 5? I know for sure it ain't Buffalo.
Miami.
I'll tell you that right now.
I like Detroit at number 5.
Ooh, the Lions. I forgot about the Lions.
Nah.
Yes.
Nah.
Until their prior game, they played like
dog water. They play like the Lions.
They're still 8-3.
You know what? You know what's crazy about it is that's as bad as that game was, they were still in it. And yeah, you could say they lost to the 5 and 6 Packers, but at the end of the day, like everybody knows, divisional football games, it doesn't matter if you're having a great year, if you're having a down year. Divisional football games are divisional football games. Like it don't matter how good your team is doing or how bad your team is doing. Like we play Cincy, they're without Joey B. Like it's still a battle. Like because these teams know you, they play you twice a year. They know what you do. They know your identity. They know the culture and the schematics you try to build around. So I knew Detroit was bound to lose one or two. Even they might drop 3 coming towards the end of the schedule. Like who knows? They still got to play Baltimore. But I think they're a really good team. They're balanced. They run the ball well. Jared Goff is having a really good year. He had a really good year towards the end of last year. He started taking off. But I think they're the 5th best team right now in the league.
I think Jared Goff is great until you have to use him in Madden, playing on the all Madden level in a league commissioned by Zavi over here. with all the shitty sliders and league limitations and rules that he
Realism.
has.
Realism. All
what?
right.
Realism,
Realism.
my ass.
Realism. Back to number 5 and how Lions are not there. So yeah, Miami.
I don't know about Miami, dog. I like Detroit more because I like Detroit's defense more than I like Miami's defense.
I
And
like
Miami
Miami
just lost
over
their edge
Dallas,
rusher too
Detroit,
for the
and
year.
Jax. Come on.
They did. I don't know.
Look, I used to be a fan of Miami. I had them high earlier in the year.
You had
Did
them in the Super Bowl.
And I was
Did say
no,
that.
I didn't have them winning a Super Bowl.
You had them
You
in there.
said they might make
Yeah,
it.
I said they might make it, but my pick, and you can go on the YouTube channel. You can scroll all the way to the bottom, and there's a video that says my Super Bowl pick for the year is Philly. That was my pick going into this year, and so far that pick is staying true. Now, teams that I think could be contenders kind of has been flippy floppy back and forth,
Very much
but
so.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I still have the Eagles as contenders, but at the number 5 spot, I gotta go ahead and pick. I gotta pick Detroit.
See, it's hard.
Miami. I don't even trust Miami as much as I trust Buffalo. I trust Buffalo more than I trust Miami, and Buffalo been choking it up crazy lately. Pause.
I don't know about
Buffalo,
that
you
statement.
trust Buffalo more than Miami right now.
I do.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Look, my take on it, honestly, my 5 was either Miami or Detroit. I love both coaches. Dan Campbell, I would do anything for him. He's an absolute just. He doesn't ask
That's a
anything
player's
that,
coach for
he
sure.
doesn't ask anything that he wouldn't do for his players. He would do the exact same thing presented the opportunity. And then Mike, what's his name for the Dolphins?
Mike McDaniel.
Mike McDaniel. First of all, just another player's coach. All around clown, goofy, but at the same time knows what the hell he is doing. And I want to, and at least for me, I'd want to play for a fucking coach like that. Look, josh around, have a good time. But when it needs to lock in and really put up stats and numbers and results, he's doing that. So it's
Yeah. Okay, I see where you're coming from. But so to wrap in our top 5, we had Eagles, and then switch 2 and 3 is interchangeable between KC and San Francisco. 4 is Baltimore, and then 5 is a switch up between Miami and Detroit. Is that what our top 5 is basically set at?
Yeah.
hammer that now.
So do we realize that we just left out Jacksonville? We left out Dallas. We went ahead and just completely disregarded the Seahawks' chance at anything. The Broncos have won 5 straight. Let's not go ahead and take them out, And then I don't know if Houston's gonna go ahead and do anything. And Buffalo and Cincinnati got taken out. Now, granted, Cincinnati doesn't have Joe Burrow anymore.
Yeah.
But Breiden, let me go ahead and ask you something. Okay, so you're in that defensive line room, right? And you're getting prepared to play the Bengals. When you hear that Jake Browning is now your quarterback, inexperienced guy, is there like just a common understanding in that defensive line room where they just tell you, "Oh yeah, we got the backup. We're rushing the shit out of him," or is it kind of we're gonna treat him as we would treat Joe Burrow?
You gotta treat every guy the same because this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, any NFL player out there can light you up. There's a reason guys are in this league. There's a reason guys have hats on Sunday to play football. And so whether it's Joe Burrow, Jake Browning, or whoever it is at quarterback, you never underestimate their talents and there's capabilities of taking over a football game. So you're going to treat it the same way because I think if you start treating it as if this guy's a backup quarterback, so we're going to try to go extra harder because we know he's not as good as Joe. That's where you start trying to do too much, and that's where you start trying to be Superman, and all of a sudden you look up and you're losing by 10 points in the first quarter, and you're like, oh, how did this happen? They have so-and-so a quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
So approach it the same way, and you got to maintain a level head, especially at this point in the season when you get to December football and late November.
That must suck every now and then to have to go against Cincinnati, knowing that your old college teammate is now technically the enemy.
There's a bunch of them, but once we play on Sundays, we're enemies. But outside of that, they're all pretty good guys and cool dudes.
No, I feel that. I feel that. I mean, look, me personally, y'all better just be glad that I'm not out there on the field. Because if
Shut
I'm out there on the
up.
field,
Shut the
I'm dicing.
Shut
All,
Yo,
no, no, no.
shut the
Now
fuck
y'all really,
up.
Grady, you've gone ahead and you've seen me on the field. You know, first and foremost, I'm snatching your ankles. Lexus, first and foremost, I'm sending you to the hospital. And Braden not keeping up with me. He too big. I don't care if he a defensive tackle.
A lot
Look,
of
y'all
talk,
don't know me.
washed up,
I'm like that. I'm like that.
lot of
Okay,
talk
yeah,
coming
this
from
guy.
a
Here we go.
washed up athlete. That's a
Oh
lot of
damn! All right,
Hey,
hold on,
yo, whoa!
hold
You
on,
can't
hold
call
on,
me
hold on, hold
washed
on.
up.
Don't
I
start, don't
still,
start.
I still,
Oh,
I still be
shit.
going ahead and getting busy. I get active. I'm not going ahead and just sitting down on the couch every day eating cheese doodles and shit. All right,
Not
I'm
cheese
going
doodles,
ahead.
but
Hey, yo, nah.
no cheese doodles,
Oh,
no
where was
cheese
you
doodles,
taking that?
no cheese doodles. Listen,
I
we
can,
gotta talk about the
I
we
can
gotta talk about
already
the
tell he
bottom.
was getting ready to say the pause.
We gotta talk about the bottom.
Oh, bottom of the teams, that's easy. So, we got Michaela Jones and my
ass.
Patriots ass. We
Yeah.
got the New York Giants ass.
Hey, who
We got the
cares? Who cares? We
we
beat
got
the
the Green
Patriots.
Bay
Who cares?
Packers
Who cares? Hold on,
ass.
Yeah. Ass.
hold on. What just happened this week? Oh yeah, the Giants beat the Patriots. Who cares? Just got to put that in there.
Yo,
Continue.
that's why the Patriots were the first team that I said was ass. We got Michaela Jones out here throwing the football, and then if we don't got Michaela Jones out here throwing the football, we got Walmart Jared Goff over there in Bailey Zappi throwing the football.
Hey, you know who we got throwing the football? We got some of
Yo,
this throwing the
this is
Don't
this
football.
is
start.
how
Don't
much
start with that
this
bullshit.
is how much I don't like Mac Jones. I'd rather take Jordan Love with his left arm tied behind his back than have Mac Jones as my quarterback. Do you understand as a Patriots fan, bro? Every week I turn the TV on and I tell myself I'm prepared to be hurt today.
I'm
It's
prepared to
like
take
going
the hard.
ahead. It's like going ahead and watching Alexis pass the basketball in 2K.
Wow.
I'm prepared to get hurt again. No, you know what's
Now you
even
just
worse?
talking
That's
shit.
like watching Jose take a layup. I'm prepared to be disappointed.
Listen. Okay, we know the Giants are ass. We know the Patriots are ass. We know Washington's
Cardinals,
ass. They sold out the entire fucking team.
Panthers,
Cardinals are just.
terrible.
I feel
Panthers
bad
is
for the
booty
Panthers,
butt
bro.
cheeks.
I
And
really
I
feel
don't.
bad for the
Whatever.
Panthers.
I feel bad for them too.
Look, man, they'll figure it
They
out.
don't even get their top pick either because
Nope.
Chicago's getting their top pick.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, Chicago's got it.
Yo, if I'm Chicago, I still like Justin Fields personally. So if I'm Chicago, I trade the number one pick that they're gonna get to stay in the top 5. At number 2, you pick up Marvin Harrison, and then at the 5 pick, you get either the best defensive end or offensive lineman available. I think that as a franchise, yo, Marvin Harrison's too good to pass up at the number 2 spot. But I think that there's other teams who are in need of a quarterback much more than Chicago is. So I think Chicago can capitalize that again, just like they did last year. Trade that, try and stay within at least the top 5, top 10. Keep your second pick that you're gonna get. Try and stay somewhere high. So like if you get the number 2 or the number 3 pick, you already know where you're going. Marvin Harrison Jr. Because Drake May could potentially go 2. Caleb, we already know is going 1. Drake May could potentially go 2. Just saying.
I don't know about that.
I don't know about that either. I don't know with Caleb
A
going
lot of
number.
people don't even believe in Caleb.
I
I don't,
do.
I don't know.
I don't.
Look,
I don't. I think you have to think if Caleb really wants to come out this year.
Yes, he
Like,
does. You see how USC's been playing?
but
Who would trade for that number 1 pick?
all bullshit aside, though, like after watching Bryce Young struggle this year with the Panthers, Caleb Williams is really considering: should I stay back, maybe secure an NIL deal, get some insurance money, and hopefully in the 2025 draft, there's another good pick. Somebody's got a top pick that'll trade up. Because, like, think about it. Chicago might trade out if they're still sold on Fields, and then who else needs a quarterback? Like New England.
Yeah.
I mean, off the top of my head, maybe the Giants. Like,
do. We definitely
Maybe, you
do.
know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
nah, they
They're
need one.
a team. Um,
Washington.
no, I think the
Nah, I
Commanders
think they like Sam
I,
Howell.
hey, he's doing his part.
Sam Howell. Um, who else? I mean,
Tennessee, Tampa,
The
no,
Jets.
I think yeah. No, I think they're sold.
Vegas.
Vegas might take a
Vegas
quarterback.
definitely, yeah.
Do they have that? Who
Um,
has the assets to trade for that number one? That's really what the question is.
Honestly, it could be a multitude of teams because teams can go ahead and get rid of their first this year, get rid of their first next year, or maybe a team who has a player with a bad contract that they don't want to go ahead and deal with. Maybe the New York Giants move up and they ship off Daniel Jones and a few firsts.
but I just think like futuristically, man, like Caleb's a smart enough player to where like I could honestly see him like holding off a year and maybe just like opting out next year of the college football season, not even playing, and just waiting just because he just doesn't want to play for here's say the Cardinals if they move on from Kyler or somebody like that. You know what I mean? Like it's not worth it to go number one into a shitty position because of
Well, I
what we're
mean,
seeing.
he
Bryce
could
Young.
pull a Eli. He could see the
That's
team at number one and says like, "Yo, don't draft me, fam, because I'm not gonna play for y'all."
very rare, but
Yeah, you never see that.
I would
Atlanta.
preferably like him to stay because I'm a SC fan. So another year of Caleb is like totally cool with me. But I see him leaving because like the way that they've been losing these games, I don't see Lincoln Riley in that defense getting any better anytime soon. Because I don't know if they're going to be able to bring in the recruits and the commits to
the
just
only
revitalize that defense.
the only way I see Caleb going number one or who has number two right now? New York? No,
I
Cleveland.
think the Chicago has two still.
I thought Chicago has one.
No, well they
Patriots
have
have
one via the Panthers, so they're gonna potentially have number one and two.
I mean, I could
3 or
see
4.
New England maybe trading Belichick after the season to a team like the Panthers. Because remember, you could also trade coaches too. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's right. I forgot
So
about that. They just did
you,
that with Sean Payton.
Sean Payton, yeah, they gave up the Broncos gave up a lot. So
Yeah,
uh, you gotta consider that as well. I think New England could possibly trade into the number one spot and make some moves to get the number one spot and secure Caleb.
That's true.
Depending, if Chicago kind of baits somebody and says, they might go take Caleb and move on from Justin Fields. So another good
Trade Justin
conversation to have.
Fields, get like a second or a third rounder, and then
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, fact. So I mean, okay, so the consensus is the bottom is really bottom heavy, the top is really top heavy, and the middle of the NFL is kind of just
toss up.
purgatory. Like it's no man's land.
the
Eh,
wild
that
card is so unpredictable right now.
Yeah, really. No, that's. I think the top end teams we know that they're going to be in the playoffs. I think the wild card teams is going to literally come down to the very end because even the Steelers, bro, they still have just as good as a shot as anybody to make it in. And it's like you look at that entire AFC North outside of Cincinnati, those three teams we could easily see them into the playoffs. The Bills, you can't completely count them out yet because they could just say F it, go on a tear after another disappointing game. You got the Jaguars, the Texans could make another push, the Broncos can make another push.
CJ
Like
Stroud
that
MVP.
I
CJ
wouldn't be
Stroud MVP.
surprised if he got it. I think he needs to win the division though to win MVP.
That'd be
I think
crazy.
if he wins the division, I think he has as good a shot as anybody to win MVP.
And NFC
But
is
yeah.
even tighter because we have Vikings are 6-5, we're 5-6, Falcons are 5-6, Saints are 5-6.
I think the
Seahawks are
NFC is
6-5.
much more defined than the AFC. The AFC is going to be the
1,000,
tight race.
1,000%.
Oh,
So,
we know who's gonna go to the Super Bowl, pretty much.
yeah, it's going to be the Eagles playing probably against you know
Kansas
what?
City.
I'm going to call the Super Bowl the Philadelphia Invitational at this point. But
I
look,
hate
on
to say
that note,
say you're right.
guys, thank you so much for joining. Hopefully we hear back from all of you soon. Braden, good luck with the rest of the season, my guy. And I'll be hearing from all of y'all soon.
Yes, sir. Peace.